I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. TimiTacO joins us. Hi.
Hello everyone. My name is TimiTacO.
Uh, could you introduce
I'm
yourself to
here.
everybody, please?
Yeah, my name is TimiTacO. As I've already said, I play guitar. I'm a musician. I stream on Twitch occasionally, if luck so be it. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do music. I play video games
Well, let's talk about that. When did you get started on the net doing this stuff?
on the internet.
Yeah.
I would say 2 years ago, maybe three,
Hmm.
but 3 years ago would be like very light, just maybe some TikTok or something like that, but nothing serious.
Yeah. Did you start off as doing your music on the net first, or did you do it with video games first?
Well, I started streaming on Twitch about 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and then from there I kind of discovered that I have a hobby for music, and yeah.
Yeah, a hobby for music. Oh my gosh, I've listened to you play. That's more than a hobby. Yeah,
I mean, I just enjoy it. It helps me relax.
yeah. It was. Have you always been a player? I mean, it's a hobby. That you don't sound like someone who's only done it for a couple of years.
Well, I used to play it for like a year when I was 6. I used to play classical guitar,
Well,
which is like very, very classical, like up on the foot, like your leg up on the footstool, and very, very straight posture, that kind of stuff.
right.
And then I kind of was like, hey, dude, electrical guitar is so cool, and
Mm,
I want to play it. And then I bought myself an electric, and yeah, it just started from there.
yeah. Well, you're extremely good at it, and it's gonna
Thank you,
we're
thank you.
gonna
I really appreciate the compliment.
we're gonna hear some in a little bit of what you got going on as far as that goes. Well, since you are a musician,
Hmm.
I assume that you're okay with performing. Some people aren't, some people are, but is it okay for you to do that? I mean, do you have any qualms at all performing for people?
Well, I'm actually like working currently on making live streams where I perform live.
Hmm.
I'm working on like skill sets such as learning songs on the fly and being able to play and sing at the same time.
Oh,
Because I'm not a singer, okay?
well,
Um, a- and I want to actually do like singing and karaoke streams someday. But yeah, I've got a live performance tomorrow.
oh. so folks, this will be just in time for you to catch that, and we'll have the links in the description as to how you can find out
Oh,
what.
the live performance is like in my local
Oh,
local scene.
so it's not online.
But yeah, but
But
but I mean, if it's good, I'll ask a few of my friends to record it. If it's good, I might upload it.
well, there you go. At least put a couple edited spots up there so we can hear what's going on. But
Yeah.
so you did do this and the video games. Um,
Hmm.
when you got started streaming, why did you decide to do it first of all, and why did you decide to do both?
Oh, well, with video games, and like just generally making content, I got inspired by Markiplier.
Oh,
Because I watched one of his videos. I think it's called Pain or something like that.
hmm.
You should, to anybody listening, they should check it out. It's really, really good. And in that video, he says like, we people are concerningly temporary, and like while you have time, you should do something that inspires you or inspires other people. And like I think that inspiring people is one of the best ways to make the world a better place, because if I myself can't change the world, can't make stuff better, then I can inspire somebody to improve it.
There you go. That's a great attitude to have. If you can't take down the mountain, at least take a couple of rocks off of it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then you inspire some person who has a lot of talent and a lot of, mental faculties that, I personally, I'm very lazy.
Well,
And you inspire them, and then they just take down the whole mountain.
there you go. There you
So
go. Well,
yeah.
you. What type of games do you like to play when you're on the net?
Oh, everything. Honestly, I love horror,
Mm.
but if it's a good horror game, I actually get scared, and that's when it gets not fun for me. um, but right now, I'm headfirst into Elden Ring.
Mm. Yeah. What is it about Elden Ring that catches you?
I mean, uh, just the aspect of mm, I like to overlevel a lot. I like to over prepare.
Well,
But the game is still quite difficult, so you need to kind of perfect. And I've always liked games where you need to hard but fair, difficult but fair. Those
mm.
that I love those games. Ultra Kill, Elden Ring, Metal Gear Rising on harder difficulties. Like I don't know, I just like working on my skills in a video game,
So
which is not very useful now
you
that I think of it.
you really enjoy torturing yourself this way.
Yeah, yes, you could say. You could say.
Well, it's these are games that are beatable, but you do have to work for it, and you can't just
Yes, yes, definitely.
even if for someone who is over prepared. I mean, if you go out and grind and grind and grind and level up everything, it's still tough to do.
Of course, because the enemies later on they just take half of your health bar with a single hit, and you just need to be good.
Just like life.
Exactly.
Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun with it, and
Hmm.
being able to go on and play an instrument as well as you do is one thing. Playing an instrument and then showing what you're doing to somebody else is a different story. Um,
Hmm.
how have you been always okay with that? I mean, is it something that you've like, okay, this is what I can do, and kind of offer it to somebody? Um, it's to me that's a really tough hurdle to overcome.
Oh yeah, totally. Like for many beginners, I see how much they struggle with just not giving themselves enough credit.
Mm.
Um, and especially like with me, whenever I reach out for somebody to like collaborate, which doesn't always end up like, I mean, like 90% of the people I've reached out to collaborate, no, they don't respond or nothing comes of it. But just the very first step of being like, hey, my name's this and that, I play this and that, and if you want to collaborate, that'd be nice. And just gathering the materials, preparing, and actually doing it is really tough for many people.
It is, and I mean, the collaboration is a great way to network, a great way to meet people, and a great way to kind of grow your
Hmm.
channel a little bit. But it can also be pretty disastrous if you if
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
So far, have you been able to sort out the wheat from the chaff?
Most people who are not, really passionate about music, and see music more of a like a product, than something that is like creative and art. Like
Mm.
those, I don't vibe with those people. I don't understand how they. I mean, from a business perspective, I respect them, right? If they can make something that it's markets and sells, like from a business perspective, yeah, sure. But
Yeah,
as a musician, I don't understand when people make music just for the money.
yeah. You are an artiste.
Exactly.
And well, I mean that's a compliment as far as I'm concerned because you care about it enough and you want to be good at it, you want to be better at it, and you want to produce something that is very human in the process. And,
Exactly,
and
exactly. The thing is, there is a tough barrier in between this. I'm studying IT right now,
mhm,
and I have that IT brain where
right.
it's like everything must fit into certain rules and categories, and my brain is like very, very categorized.
Mm.
So, kind of breaking those walls and trying to write something that is, trying to write anything basically that you're not used to, that you haven't learned the formulas to yet, is very challenging for me, but
Well,
it is what it is.
well, it's definitely. I give you credit for continuing to try it. I mean, and continuing to succeed at it, because
Oh, thank you.
that can be very stress inducing all the way around. And like I really want to do something, and then you create it, and like it didn't quite meet my expectations. I
Yeah,
managed to
yeah.
I managed to avoid that by not doing anything. but but you have the talent obviously and the want to do that, and sometimes you have to overcome yourself in the process.
Mm. Yeah, it's a lot of big stress, and especially like with my After Dark cover.
Hmm.
Um like my last three videos on my YouTube channel. I know it's like milking, but it's like I am very afraid. I'm working on a cover. I've finished the music, and if people want, we can do a little sneak peek of what's to come. The music is already done. I'm like right now, literally before getting on, I was texting the artist who was gonna draw the cover for it,
Hmm.
and it has taken like 2 months to,
Hmm.
to draw the cover. It is so annoying because I've had so many artists dip
Yeah.
on the cover, and it's like I'm the music's already done. I just need to wait for the art.
So you're one of those. You're. Yeah, I'm just picking on you a little here, but you'd rather rely on yourself than somebody else.
Uh, most of the time. Well, it's
Yeah.
like I want to rely on other people because I do trust. I can't draw like from all the thing. Like I can do streaming, I can do music and editing and stuff like that. I can't draw.
Mm. Yeah. I'm in
Never.
that boat.
Um, and like that's one thing that I have to delegate to other people if I want something to be done well. Um, but most of the time, I like to trust other people when it comes to like music and stuff because you know they have their own experiences. They bring their own stuff to the table. But if it's something that I can do and I know how to do, I'd prefer to do it myself because you know I can at least rely on the quality of my own work. And I can always go back and fix something up because I'm very self-critical and I won't be able to tell somebody like, "Hey, could you fix this and that?" If I couldn't tell that to somebody else. So
Yeah.
I would always do that myself.
Artists are never too satisfied.
Exactly.
You always see one little thing. Oh, there's a little quiver there in the note. I'll change that up, and then 3 hours
Exactly.
later, you're still working on it. But that just
Especially when you get mixer ear.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's something. Even old radio guys have that one after a while. Um,
Yeah.
it's really amazing to talk to somebody who is you're very detailed about your process to do this.
Mhm.
And
I actually, yeah.
yeah,
I want to. I'm sorry for interrupting.
no, go ahead.
And I just in the future, like maybe in a week or a month, I want to film and create like a docu series on how to make music because there's a lot of other tutorials on there,
Mhm.
but maybe my method would be useful to somebody.
Yeah. Well, supposedly the theory is everybody's got a song in their head, but
Yeah.
don't have a way to express it or get it out of their head for everybody else to hear.
Hmm.
Mine
Yeah,
sounds like
totally.
mine sounds like Ding Dong the Witch is Dead from the uh, Wizard of Oz movie. But some people actually have talent like yourself, and some people are able to express it. Um, Sometimes maybe that's all they need is as a place to express it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, of course you have to know what you're doing as the instrument is concerned, and you obviously do that. We're going to hear that in just a little bit. One of the recordings you've got up on your YouTube channel. Um,
Hmm.
I just think it's amazing that someone can in this day and age uh, record something and put it out on a platform that everyone in the world can listen to and watch. Um, has that gone through your head a little bit sometimes? Like I'm somebody on the other side of the planet is going to listen to this.
Oh, it's crazy. Honestly, like with all the comments,
Yeah.
I see like Eastern European folk. I see I don't know if it's Mexican or Spanish.
Hmm.
I just do the YouTube like auto translate.
Right.
But there's like a lot of different people coming from different cultures, and all finding this one video, and it's like crazy to me that I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of things. Like I'm a pebble, I'm a little worm
Yeah.
on the side of a big water globe, and I can click some keys and pluck some strings and then put that out on what's called the internet, and then people watch that. Really?
Yeah.
Like there's 30,000 people who watch my video? That's a
Yeah.
lot.
That's pretty wild. And folks, you'll realize just how much TimiTacO is poor boying himself in a little bit, because you'll hear how good he really is in just a moment. Uh, but
Mm,
the putting a song together in your head, um, that takes some real patience, because average person maybe got a little bit of a catchy, get sometimes get a little riff in their head or something. But
mhm,
you are putting, if you put, you've got the whole song you've got to put together. That's just.
mhm.
And do you see it in notes? Do you see it in, or do you hear it in the music when you're putting a song together?
Well, talking about actually like general people, like just the average person, the average person is actually really good at making music. They just don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if this is everyone. I'm pretty sure this is everyone because I've talked to some friends about it, but like most people have this kind of they come up with a melody in their head,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they can sing it. The thing is, those are the people who make the top hits. Those are the people who make like the creme de la creme.
Right.
Because what's a good melody? A good melody is one that gets stuck in your head and you can sing.
Right. And
Um, and when you're a musician and you're delving into the technicalities of like modes and scales, you kind of get lost in that often. And I find myself just noodling without any purpose. And when I'm like, hey, you know what? Turn off my musician brain. Let's just do like a human. Let's just think of like, oh, this melody sounds cool. And that's actually what many people find really, really interesting, like good in music.
yeah, you find a catchy part first, and then you work around it.
Oh, like with catchy parts, it's usually chord progression
Hmm.
first,
Right.
and then I think of it as blocks. I
Hmm.
think of it as like we got block one, which is the intro, then we got the chorus, verse, chorus, verse, something like that. And from that like general structure, you deduce like, oh hey, like are we gonna leave the drums out for this one? For example, I listened to so much music, and that inspires me
It,
to switch up my own.
now, that's something else I want to ask you about. Your ability to play and compose and put music out, does that
Hmm.
affect how you listen to music? Do you
Oh, yes.
I mean, can you sit and just enjoy a song, or do you start picking it apart in your head?
Well, I've got two modes, I would say. I've got the mode where I'm just like I got my headphones in, I'm on the bus and I'm going somewhere and I'm just, vibing to a song. Yeah. That like I could totally do that.
Hmm.
And honestly, I could listen to some very not serious stuff. Um and I have other times where I actually like I'm listening to the music and I'm like, whoa, that's really interesting. And usually those times is when I'm like at home listening to music, or
Right.
when I'm actually like where I'm busy with something that I can't really do anything else, so I just have to do it and listen to the music. And in those cases, I'm like, wow, that's a really cool like little synth lead there that I didn't notice before.
See, that's that extra little bit of trained, exquisite ear that a lot of people don't have, that you're blessed and cursed with at the same time.
It's honestly very cursed
Yeah.
because like before I used to like enjoy music for like the main elements, right? The vocals,
Yeah.
the guitar, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. I still love like vocals and guitar. Don't get me wrong. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, they kick ass.
Oh yeah.
But now that I'm like I've worked in the mixing industry for like just like 2 songs, I think,
Yeah.
like properly mixing. I hear the reverb, I hear the overtones, which is basically when you play like a guitar note and a piano note, they have different harmonics, which is like notes above the main note, and that is what decides whether it's a guitar you hear or a piano.
Well,
S-
uh,
So they have really high up there in like the 16 kilohertz range,
yeah. I'm old
and I
enough where
hear all that noise.
I've lost that completely. When
Oh no, like 16, 15 kilohertz you probably can hear.
yeah.
Uh,
I,
17, 18 is
yeah.
it's where like the most older people start to lose their hearing.
Yeah.
Except if
And
they didn't listen to live music.
when I was a kid, I could hear up there, but recently this it's not even close. Now, before we get to the song, I'm gonna ask you about one little word, which I imagine drives musicians, artists, everything insane.
Hmm.
And this. I'm just throwing it out there. Competent.
Hmm. Competence.
Is that an insult to you?
As in?
Yeah, as in, well, that what you just did was very competent.
Well, I mean, it's in every musician's best interest, in my opinion, in every musician's, except if you're not interested in that and you just want to do your own thing, that's, fine. But every like musician that wants to be like a good musician, it's in their best interest to be like if they're in a jam setting where
Hmm.
it's like they're on the move and it's like a new song they've never heard, and it's in my opinion, good for everybody to know like hey, like what key is this
Yeah.
and what are the chords, and from there to be able to do something to make some part up on the fly. I think that is the true like mark of somebody that's that knows their craft.
Yeah, yeah. That's I see for someone who's good at it. And I've said that word to other people and jokingly is
Mm.
it's kind of an insult. I mean, yeah. It was that certainly was something. But artists like to put their heart in their soul into things, and
Yeah, yeah.
I think folks are gonna hear that in just a second. Tell us about this song we're about to put on. Um, tell us where it's from and what made you decide to do this particular song.
Mm. So this song, as far as I remember from the stuff, it's Starlight.
Hmm.
It's a year old EP. And basically my whole idea was like, hey, I got my iPad and I got a GarageBand, and I'm like, okay, if I want to start music, I want to start now.
Hmm.
So I went into GarageBand. I found some loops. I found some like interesting hooks. And from there I was like, okay, I used to play the ukulele. I still can play it, but it's not that good.
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, hey, like I use a lot of free like stream beats and
Hmm.
stuff. I use free music
Hmm.
for my streams.
Right.
And I was like, that since I'm a streamer, it would be cool if I were to make an EP that's full of music that is free for every streamer and content creator to use.
Yeah. So
So,
introduce this particular song we're going to play.
particular song, I mean, we could play two.
Yeah.
We could play either Starlight, which is like my most popular, or we could play no, not Starlight is my most popular from the EP, or we could play After Dark, which is my most popular.
Okay, let's do After Dark.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
coming up right now. We'll be back in just a moment. you've heard After Dark there with TimiTacO, and I'd say great performance. It's great to be able to get feedback on something right away, as long as it's positive. Have you occasionally gotten a little negative response?
Oh, totally. I have my friend, one of my best friends actually, Pika, and she is, some people give the hard truth just because they like being mean.
Yeah,
Well, she gives the hard truth because it's the truth. Like she's very good at constructive criticism,
yeah.
and she like points out very particular things that I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I should probably work on that.
And there's always one person in your life that does that. Some of them are wives. Yeah, yeah. I got no. My wife doesn't do that. She knows that pretty much everything I do is going to be wrong. Yeah,
I mean, what do you call Einstein? Everything is relative.
yes,
There we go.
yeah, and watch out for your relatives. Hey, Timmy Taco, I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast. For folks who want to find out what an extremely talented person such as this is able to do, check out the YouTube. Uh, Download the EP. You're on SoundCloud too, right?
I am, but I haven't uploaded the EP there just yet because I don't know how to make it copyright free on SoundCloud.
Well, there's
So,
stuff up there to check out. We'll have all the links
but
in.
yes,
Go ahead.
yeah, if you want to download it, just 1 second. If you want to download it, there in each single video of the EP, there's a link in the description, which has there are two links, three, tutorial on how to add a like an MP3 to your Spotify playlist and your Apple Music playlist,
Hmm.
and then there is a link to a Google Drive of the MP3s of the whole EP, so you can download all of them
There you
and use them
go.
wherever you'd like.
There you go. He makes it easy for you and easy to listen to too. Timmy, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me,
once you
and
got
I really, huh?
get more stuff, we'll bring it back on. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Say and folks, check out the channel. All the links are in the description for the video. Again, we really appreciate it, and congratulations on how everything's going for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.